This will be the largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. A top 25 showdown coming up. Two of college football's premier teams preparing to duke it out right here on this field. As we'll see the number 22 team in the country, the NC State Wolfpack, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. NC State with the kickoff team on the field and just about ready to start. Fair catch called for and made. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback checking the play. They'll throw it on first down. The short hands, it's Marks. Guys, in basketball through the years, we've seen the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and it'll be fun to watch this one on the football field.
I think this is going to be a real test of physicality. I know these are two conferences that pride themselves on that, going out and establishing the line of scrimmage. So, David, interesting X's and O's matchup here in this one.
Yeah, and it's always cool to have those measuring stick opponents. Like, once we start getting deeper in the season and start having the comparison game, well, you have a matchup, a big matchup of a Big Ten school versus an ACC school. This will be used in the college football playoff criteria.
Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll run the option. Quick toss. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today. This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last one.
Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. They'll leave it with the lone back. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here.
And the ball's on the ground. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game, because that hit is what caused that fumble.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Finds his man, it's Ball. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense working from the pistol. The give to the back. Dances away from one. Turns it on in midfield. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats, because he is not easy to bring down.
Trying to get the corner. running with power.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Pulls it in. It's Hawkins. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
I know everyone's yelling like you didn't get the first down, we need more yards. But if you think about it, nice short completion, sets up a 3rd down. And guess what? Nowadays, 4th down, green light. We're going to go for it anyways.
Fires to the middle. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
They'll try to move the chains on 4th down. NC State comes to the line. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Pocket starts to collapse. Hit as he throws, and the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Just had a solid pickup on 1st. Now let's see what they've got on 2nd down. The back goes in motion. They'll try the run. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Makes the catch. It's ball. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
These guys are called matchup guys. They're not the biggest guys on the field, but they're going to win. Short, and they're going to catch the ball, and they're going to make yards after the catch. You can tell those are the type of guys in college football that are starting to get maximized and used a lot more than they were in the past.
On the option. He'll toss it. Powers through the defender. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
And that's all you want, right? You want that 1st down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a 1st down, get a new set of downs.
NC State on the move, set up with another first down. Looking to move it through the air. They're bringing heat. Trying to make magic with his feet.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, they'll get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
He's back to throw on second down. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to...
And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Taking it the other way. And the freshman just showed those great ball skills and snatched it right out of the air.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
He'll ride his man on the option. The pitch. At the 45 on its way. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. He wants to throw. Feeling some heat. And the pressure is going to get to him, and down he goes, and that's how the first quarter will end. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And the Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry up. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On third down, he drops to throw. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Wolverines will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
On second down, looking to throw. He's going to take off. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? Just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
The inside handoff. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Off the bootleg to buy a little space. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Makes the grab on the left. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
He's got the back in the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. Did a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Give to the running back. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Yeah, that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that third and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both, got it stopped, now forcing a fourth down.
Way back in his own territory as he hauls it in. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, and it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. Here comes the option. Now the toss. Still on his feet at the 45. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole.
Yeah, and a great job by the offensive line, seeing the blitz, picking it up, and then it's on the running back. Running back finds a hole, gets a little bit of a crease, makes a nice run at it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. They'll go to the ground. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a first down. Those who stay will be champions, so said Bo Schembechler, and those who keep it on the ground churn out first downs.
Yeah, it's because it's a way of life, right? It's that physicality. It's going to be hard in practice all week. When you're at Michigan, it's going to be grind. It's going to be physical. That's who they are. They won't compromise. And if you get to stick around, here recently, a lot of success, too.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10.
Yankee blue. Yankee blue. Green 25.
Calls his own number.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He's there to make the stop.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. And he'll have to boom one from 58 yards out and be mindful to guide it in from the left hash. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback's mistake pushes the ball back in the shadow of his own goalpost. And the Wolverines send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. The offense lining up for a first down play. He's going to pass. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. After getting nothing done on the last one, this is a big play, 2nd and long from the 11. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Sails one into the middle. And they won't make the connection going for the big plays.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-what.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a 1st down.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. They'll immediately call timeout. The Wolverines will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Michigan!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Going up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's ball. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. He's looking to throw it. Makes his connection. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Nice job by the QB and receiver on this play in a 2-minute situation, knowing to work the boundary, get the first down, and get the ball out of bounds. Great situational awareness.
Defense not showing press coverage. Trying to get to him. Hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. And the Wolverines will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They've got them penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Got his man downfield. And he's out of bounds after the nice gain, and maybe that is finally the spark to get this passing game going.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physical. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Pass on the way, it's picked off. Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Wolverines. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
He made that look a lot easier than it is. When you break on a football, you got to see it and go at the perfect angle. The free safety leaves his spot, goes and gets it, and then does the hard part. Takes it back to the house for 6.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Comes out throwing on first down. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. Well, he did a good job to get the foot down inbounds, but only picked up a yard and not enough for a first down.
Yeah, they need to work with more space, Reese. I mean, it's not worth throwing the football all that way to the boundary, just a toe tap and get 1 yard. We got to do a better job trying to get...
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. The Wolverines bringing the heat on the defensive front as they have so many times through the years.
And you just think about guys that just look great in their youth. Big, strong, Aiden Hutchinson, Ajabo, a lot of these guys in the recent history, just they know how to get after the quarterbacks and make their life miserable.
And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles. He's dangerous out in space. They like to throw to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. They're trying to get to it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. And the fourth down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
That is just a play you've got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. Fourth down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. And here comes the offense on second down. He'll take it himself. Got the first down, looking for more. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. On the option. He'll keep it himself. At the 45, on his way. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Michigan. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And talk about hard to stop. Like, so many weapons, so much speed, and then your quarterback is going to go 50-plus. Defensive coordinators, that's why nobody wants to play defense anymore or coach defense. You want to be on the offensive side of the football because otherwise you got to defend weapons like these that are just weapons of mass destruction.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense.
Brings it down on the right side. Hit the afterburners, kid. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Try to barge their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, NC State.
This coaching staff was trying to identify playmakers on offense early this year. How about the start of the season this guy has had? Scored in their first game. He scored early in this one. Defenses up to this point don't have any answers for this guy.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. USC put together a breathtaking performance inside the Coliseum. And how do you not like it? It's the way Liner and Bush and Wendell White and Dwayne Jarrett used to just annihilate teams. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
Nice job by the defense there, getting a stop on the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. We know they've been burned a few times early in this game by the QB run, but we weren't going to let it happen there.
On second down, they'll take to the air. Got the quick pass. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. The option look. Now the pitch. At the 40, there he goes. Can anyone catch him? The 10. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And the big play starts with the quarterback making the right decision, getting the defense to come to him, pitching the football, and Jesse, the running back, catches it and does the rest.
He does, and he also had good blocking downfield, too. Some of those receivers outside helping him out, but, man, with his speed when he's on the perimeter, the options executed that well, it is virtually impossible to stop.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to stop. He's taking the shot. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The Wolverines will hustle to the line. Now on the option. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Michigan 28, NC State 7.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. they'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell, ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go. Hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
All cut. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. And the pummeling has started.
Another nice drive put together. And this offense through 2 weeks, man, they look legit. This team's about to be 2-0. All of their dreams in front of them. This team looks like a national championship contender.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. The kickoff team out there to boot it away and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. Here comes the offense on first down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Got room at the 35. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Well, it's a good time to mix in the run play. You're down, it's late in the fourth quarter right now, and everyone's expecting you to throw, so not a lot of defenders in the box. So that's a great situation to try to run the ball.
They're getting this guy lathered up. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
Tackle on the play at the 39-yard line. It's third down.
A 3rd and long coming up here. They'll try the right side. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. Trying to find his man on first down. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. With the catch, it's Marks. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there. A similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this unit. They're still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the score.
Kept it on the ground on first down. Let's see what they do on 2nd. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. They'll go to the fullback. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so 3rd down becomes an easier down. It's not 3rd and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Quarterback on the keeper. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the stomping has commenced.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe it's something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
On 4th down, going to the air. He wants a big play here late. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's